What's going on? DJ laugh on the ones and twos. Hey, boy, he started mixing for a second on me. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. Welcome to Change Your Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. We got an awesome show tonight. If you're a sports fan, especially a National Football League fan, I'm pretty sure you've noticed in the news the story about Ed Reed, the former coach of Bethune-Cookman University. And I don't know if that's Bethune University or college, but you know what I mean, down in Daytona, the HBCU. His contract wasn't ratified in regards to a few things that happened, and we'll talk about what all transpired. But I want to discuss that. Our title of tonight's show is Airing Out Dirty Laundry. And I want to have an open discussion in regards to, because we talk about it a lot, not just, a situation like that from a business perspective, we even talk about it from a personal perspective, kind of like maybe a couple weeks back, with Master P and Romeo.
Right.
Just like, hey, man, what the hell do we supposed to keep in house?
Right.
Why everybody got to know our business? And so that's why I want, title tonight's show is Airing Out Dirty Laundry. Is like, what's family business and what is, the whole world need to see.
The whole world, okay.
And I want to have that discussion. And you know how it is when we do our shows. It's not that I try to say like my way is the right way, but just more so, let's have discussion. Let's everybody talk about it. Get a feel for how everybody think. Because I had I was at the cigar shop. Shout out to Groovy Blues in McDonough. And you guys in McDonough, Georgia, Henry County, man, make sure you check out, or the South Side period, check out Groovy Blues in McDonough. My man John owns it. Tell him Pooch sent you.
That's right.
And but we had a good discussion. I just came out and asked the guys, and it's unique to just get a whole rainbow of different opinions and stuff in regards to everybody think what happened. So that was pretty cool with doing that. But guys, right now we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Twitter. The main hub is the YouTube channel, Change Your Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. We have over 500 videos on the YouTube channel. The channel is, for the most part, has always been like a motivational, family-based channel. I've changed to kind of navigate it to more of a black fatherly advice channel and everything. But if you're a white father, blue father, you're still welcome to it. Or
right.
Just even a mother. But just more so, what I want to do is just more so have good discussions to help, in the development of young men and people, regardless. So in this situation, that's why I want to talk about it, because far too often I think people have conversations where they need to learn something called tact, or it's a different way to go about things. Now, again, I don't necessarily get his disclaimer,
right,
saying that my way is the right way.
Right.
But I think it doesn't work for me, and I do think, depending on what kind of track you're trying to go in life, it'll probably be more beneficial. So, again, tonight's show we're talking about airing out dirty laundry. It was something I wanted to say, Lab. Damn, I'm going blank. Well, before we get started, I want to say what's up to my house producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on?
Man, what's happening with your brother?
Not much. Another Thursday.
Yeah.
The best day of the week, right?
Absolutely.
Been a long week, though.
Shit.
It feel like it's a long week. Like,
tax season done started.
Right.
Rabbi Ray Vaughn, what I got? They coming in, what I got, Deonte.
Right.
Deonte, you sent out my W-2s with my 1099s. Woo! Shout out to all my customers.
Right.
Boy, keep your brother working.
Keep you working, right?
Shit,
That's a good thing, though.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. And before I say that, I want to say what's up to my other producer, Slick 316. What's up, Reek?
In the building.
What I was about to forget was what Reek just did, put the number up. I'm about to get the calling number, but I'll get that in a second. But before I say this, I want to give a shout out to everybody in Griffin, Georgia. I had to go down there this morning to drop one of my clients' payroll checks off.
Okay.
And I knew the storm had hit, and you hear it on the news. Man, I drove through there. Man, it was like a damn war zone down there.
Oh, okay. It was that. It's worse in live and in person.
Yeah, because you can tell they've done a lot of work to clean the roads back up. But a lot of these, these like them old Georgia hanging trees.
Right.
And like they all everywhere laid down. They laid down everywhere, stacked up and everything. It was crazy, man.
Wow.
Like I said, I had, you knew about it, you heard about it in the news. I even called my clients and checked them and said, hey, y'all all right and stuff like that. The man drive through that this morning. I'm like, all over the road, on all those streets, you just see these big, humongous, old oaks and everything stacked on top of each other. Like, what the hell? And you know, a lot of, I mean, it sounds funny, but it is what it is. There's a lot of shotgun houses down there. And I'm talking about the damn tin peeled back, everything tilted over.
Right.
It's a damn mess down there. So, shout out to everybody down in Griffin, Georgia, man. You know, hope everybody's safe and sound. You're doing okay. But hell, I seen that this morning. Like, whoa.
Wow.
You know, hell, you know, man, that threw me off, man. You know, I knew about it, but I wasn't thinking about it. You know, but so please shout out to them. With that said, yeah, damn, now like
real
good.
quick, Sonia Wiseman and Timothy. I can't see his last name. Oh, Kenny said, "What's up?"
What's going on? What's going on? Sonya Wise, that was one of my first loves. She in Texas, man. That was my old girl.
Right.
When I was stationed in Texas, I want to say happy belated birthday to her.
Okay, happy birthday.
Happy
Sonya.
birthday, Sonya. My girl from 20 years ago.
Right.
Over 20, that's 30 years ago. That's what's happening. Man, got me thinking about Sonya, man. Threw me the hell off. Yeah, guys, make sure you call in tonight. The calling number for the show is 678-740-8894. Yeah. I think about old
678-740-9894.
Think about them pretty gold teeth. Them pretty gold teeth. That was all in my mind for a second. Yeah, birthday song. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Labby, help me out, 'cause you know I'm all special ed.
Right.
He got the number in front of me. Back a couple weeks, I've been trying to shoot off my damn head. Yeah, I'm always smoking cigars.
That's why I wrote it right there.
I'm smoking cigars, drinking scotch, trying to remember the damn number on top of my head.
Everybody do a show be waiting for Ricky to put the number. They be like, "Where the number at? Where Ricky gonna put the number up?"
Nah, that's cool, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Right.
But yeah, man, you know, we're just talking about everything. I want to really have that conversation. Again, everybody, appreciate you tuning in tonight. Again, this is Change the Line, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. We're talking about Coach Ed Reed and airing out dirty laundry. Okay, stream live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Feel free to call in. Again, the number. You see the number in the tagline. The number 678-740-9894. So please tune in. Give us a call. Give us a call and everything. I really want people to add to the discussion tonight because there are so many people got so many different views on this particular subject. But just give a backdrop to the story. You know, a couple of weeks ago, and maybe 3 weeks now, I don't think it's been a month. You know, we had so much fanfare with the departure of Deion Sanders leaving Jack State University, going to the University of Colorado, take their head coaching job for their football team. And he's seen Ed Reed. Ed Reed is probably one of the top 100 football players of all time, retired NFL player.
Okay.
And Ed Reed was given the head coaching job at Bethune-Cookman University, like I said, which is the HBCU in Daytona, Florida. And Ed Reed, I know he had a position. He was working for the University of Miami's football team. I don't think he was in the capacity of a coach. I think he was just somewhere, you know, from the admin, player personnel, something like that. We're doing it. But I know the brother ain't had no head coaching experience.
Okay.
And it's kind of like going back to when we was talking a couple weeks ago in regards to when Deion Sanders even got his position. Like, I understand the whole process of being a former NFL great. But, you know, you got a lot of people out here cutting their damn brothers, cutting their teeth, going through the ranks. They just getting superseded.
Right.
And I think because of fandom. Right. And it's unique, and I'm going to get to it. I seen an interview with Reggie Theus, who's, you know, NBA. I don't know if Reggie Theus is a Hall of Fame basketball player. I know he's former NBA star. He played for the Hawks back in the day. But he was, you know, but Theus is the athletic director at Bethune-Cookman.
Okay.
And he even said, you know, in the interview I seen last night, he was stating that, you know, he understood that his brother didn't have really any coaching experience, much less even head coaching experience. He just said, you know, they were school, they were in dire need of fund, and Ed Reed could bridge a gateway to bring funding into the school.
Okay.
He said that. He said he felt that his lack of coaching experience was negatively impacted. He said he felt that he could get other seasoned coaches in to kind of compensate for the head coach's experience. And I don't necessarily know if I would do at a university level or anything like that, but I understood. I understood his premise with doing that and
Basically
everything.
trying to get funding, help with the funding
Yeah,
process.
because this guy, he's former NFL great. He's one of those gatekeepers to be able to do that and just be able to kind of like you heard so much with Deon. He leveraged a lot of relationships he had. Coincidentally, probably had good staff in place to help with that stuff, and that's what he was looking for a similar formula with Ed Reed, because what I'm seeing so many people like Ed Reed one of the best and everything, but I don't think people understand, like, you still don't know if he can coach.
Right.
And that's one of the things about it. You being expired and having a storied career. I think we've seen that with Magic Johnson. A lot of them guys, can't transition into that. Some are. You seen it with I don't know if Jeff Saturday is a Hall of Fame player or not, but he's probably headed that way. And they just got him straight out of damn Atlanta. I know Saturday graduated the same year I did out of Sprayberry, but he was coaching one of those Christian private schools, and they just pulled him, had him coaching Indianapolis Colts. I think the last 8 games.
Really?
Hell yeah.
But Steve Kerr, he played with the Bulls. He pretty good coach.
Yeah, but Steve Kerr went through the ranks.
Right.
Assistant coach, player. He went. He got a head coaching job well over 10 years after.
Right.
He in his career, so it wasn't like he just got it.
Okay.
He paid his dues.
Okay.
What that said. So that was the thing about it. And the majority of those guys had former players, but that's my whole point of it is that. And we take Steve Kerr out of it because he's white, but I'm talking about just brothers, because one of the biggest things we hear is so many brothers not getting opportunities to be in these capacities, and that's 2 glaring examples of brothers, and I'm happy anytime anybody get an opportunity to do anything. What's going on here? Oh Lord, the live done stopped on TikTok.
That's why I don't be on TikTok, bro.
What the hell is going on?
Somebody report your TikTok live.
Man, I don't know who this. Oh.
Yeah, Lord.
Let me address this right quick.
You ain't say nothing bad, did you?
I don't know. I ain't said a damn thing, man. Somebody mad.
Oh Lord. You can't keep him happy on the tick.
Bro, this is getting old.
Right.
It's getting old for real. It's getting old for real, man. I just, sheesh.
Well, you got to skip it. Come on, back talk to.
Well, no, I was just trying to get it in because it was locked up and everything, just in case I can get back on now. But long story short, man, what I wanted to say, what was that, Larry? Help me out.
You was
my all-timer kicking in.
You was saying that you were glad to see that brothers was getting some opportunities with the coaching positions because a lot of them wasn't getting it.
Yeah, that's and that was the glaring example of you looking at fandom and you putting the people ahead of them because you felt like hey, this is a new rock star hire.
Right.
And you start asking the question, what was you expecting?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if you know this person didn't have that and you are like, hey, he's passionate. And you see all these videos, every cussing, you see him a very awesome player, but you see a lot of videos, he's cussing everybody out, rallying the troops in the studio. What the hell you thought you were going to see?
Right.
That's your job and everything. Because, one of the biggest things with that, the video that went viral a couple weeks ago, he said that somebody was recording him. I don't think it was meant for him to post it, do that, but he was going off about the facilities being molded, his office was trashed and all this other kind of stuff. And I think he was having a conversation with somebody, but wasn't expecting it to be recorded. Well, I got this sexy red bone. You can't say any cuss words on there or your live will be out. I ain't think I said any cuss words. I don't think I said any cuss words. Well, they don't. I know what it is. It's a change of live hater because I know damn well I said a cuss word here too on Mr. Short Dollar.
Right.
They don't do anything, but again, we ain't worried about
That's
it.
life in the big
city.
city.
There you go. And the train keep rolling. What you about to say?
Let me ask you this though. They may not have had coaching experience, but it's like when you get a job, when you go to a regular job, they say they want experience, so they won't hire you until you get experience. But how can you get experience if you're not hired? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you don't have to get a head coaching job. You can get a position coach or a coordinator job.
Okay.
Like, you don't have to get a head coaching job experience. Like, these guys had no, coach. I know Deon had coached some rec in high school. He had never coached collegiate level.
Well,
And
and I think that was probably the bad part. But it was only 25 days. Did they even give him an opportunity to coach?
he didn't have a damn contract. See,
Oh,
he wasn't under contract. They didn't ratify his contract.
Oh, okay.
So that's what it was. And what Reggie Theus was saying last night, the athletic director, he was just saying, like, the conversation to me that they had, and I do think this was shady. He said the conversation that they had behind closed doors, like, hey, man, this ain't going to work. Let's just going to part ways and keep it moving. And then this past weekend, they had, what's been going viral is the videos of, he was telling, I think he called Deion Sanders on the live while he was in there talking to some recruits and parents saying, you know, they wasn't going to keep him. And that has went viral. And he called Deion in the middle of it, and he was talking about it. Reggie Steele said they had already had the conversation that you're going to part ways. He wasn't expecting him to announce that to the parents on the recruiting.
Right.
The problem with all that is what, Lab? You recruiting people under false pretenses. A lot of times people do say a kid is going to the school, they're not going there for the coach.
Right.
But if that's the deal, you need to have your professor recruit and not
Right.
the damn coaches.
Right.
If that was the case.
Right.
And
You wouldn't be working so hard and paying the coaches more than you pay anybody else in the school if they wasn't coming there for the coaches. Think about that, though. I mean, the common sense knowledge of that. Like, if they not coming there for the coach, then why are you paying the coach $4 or $5 million a year? Just answer me that. Mississippi State, Alabama, all them big football schools. If the players are not coming there for the coach, why pay the coach more than anybody else in the school?
Well, they know that. Plus, you know, again, the coaches make more money for the school than anybody else.
Exactly.
And I thought that was kind of shady, you know, what he said. And I'm talking about the athletic director, Reggie Theus, and he was saying that we were just going to kind of address that later. But, you know, I didn't like that. Especially being as a parent, you know, had kids that, you know, played college ball and went there. That's a very scary moment. It's also a moment when you want to be able to trust people. It's a business. Don't get me wrong. It's a business because, you know, they're gonna use you. You got to use them. You know, it is what it is. But a lot of times, I think people just don't want to be honest about certain things because they think from a monetary standpoint. And I do think this is one of them times, just like with Jackson State and Bethune-Cookman, sometimes you be greedy, it bites you in the butt. Because again, people say, I feel like with Deion, they feel like, well, he left the school and he this supposed to been by HBCUs and helping kids. I do think he was passionate about the job while he was there. But that doesn't mean that you have to stop trying to progress for yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, okay,
So I'm just gonna stop here. I'm stagnant here
Yeah.
because
yeah, when I'm at this job, I'm gonna give it 200%, not 100, not 150, 200%. And that doesn't mean I'm looking for better for myself. And I think a lot of times people just feel like, okay, for whatever damn reason, that you got to do what they like for you to do, not what you want to do what's best for yourself. You know, and especially us. You know, we start talking about that, and you know, your personal progression. How dare you?
Right.
You know, but you know, to get back to what we were talking about tonight in regards to the show, in regards to airing our dirty laundry, what I want to have a discussion about anyway is just that how people feel about how it was done. So guys, if you can, I really would appreciate if people could call in 678-740-9894 because I want to get different perspectives. You know, don't be afraid. I ain't gonna ask you, you know, your Social Security number and nothing like that. But I would appreciate if people can call in to talk about it. Again, the number is 678-740-9894. Let me see if I can pin this on.
And when you guys call in, please cut off your live, or you cut down your volume on your video you may be watching, or on the radio if you may be listening to yourself talk. Turn that down because that creates feedback for us, please, and thank you.
I, me, you. But here's the thing, man, because like I said, I want to have this conversation. I think far too often we see in the public is people making emotional responses. I've been pissed off. I've been done wrong and stuff like that. Hell, you know, from professional standpoint, personal standpoint. But I never went down that road of trying to handle shit in public.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I done had some. You remember what it was a year ago? If you guys don't know it, I can talk about it now. I had my ex-father-in-law went rampant on my social media.
On social media.
Just posting all kind of lies, posting this and that, you know, just what I done did and everything. Poor fella, you know, I think the man.
During the live.
Oh, during the live. Crazy as hell. And I chose to, you know, like, look, I ain't finna argue with this damn crazy man. He off in the Philippines, probably sucking on some bad coconuts. And
let him be.
Let him be, man. Cause I, you know, I can't sit here and tell people to move a certain way, especially when I'm mentoring youth, and then I'm sitting here going back and forth with this damn fool in the Philippines.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so that was a classic example. I wanted to say something, because you feel some type of way, and sometimes when things happen to you, I understand the point of it is you want to defend yourself, because here's the deal, Lab. We understand. I would tell people, you know, I'm a big fan of the Pivot podcast with Channing Crowder, Fred Tate, and Ryan Clark, and they had Kwame Brown, former #1 pick, you know, and he said something that did stick. He was like, people call me labeled as a bust, but that kind of affected me even with my endorsement deals and stuff like that.
Right.
So for me to be sitting on here a lot of times talking about family and mentoring and, you know, raising my sons and stuff like that, people say and say, well, damn, man, he beating on his ex-wife. He doing, man, we ain't no damn domestic violence.
Right.
He doing this, he doing that. My sons come on my damn show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And people a lot of times allow you, so you kind of feel sometimes like some negative information can hurt you. Because you see guys, who's the guy that just went through the whole damn rape thing recently, and it got, it was somebody. It's one of these pro players, and people saying like, that's what people are going to remember him by and everything. Sometimes that do stick, sometimes it don't. I remember years ago when Kobe was going through his thing and everything. Sometimes it sticks, sometimes it don't. I do think sometimes, you know, winning in time kind of, you know, let things kind of, you know, play out.
Right.
But I say all that to say, damning information can hurt you.
They can.
And you can turn around, people like, man, this dude here, man, Mr. Change Your Lives, Short Dollar, he sitting here talking all this stuff about family, you know, and just look what he doing.
Look what he doing on social media.
Because this damn fool posting all this stuff about me, right? So I can understand wanting to defend yourself, because it's easy for, just say, we just speaking, you know, hypothetical Lab said, Poochie, man, leave that alone. Leave that alone. I get it, you know what I'm saying? You know, because that ain't you to go back and forth.
Right.
But it's not that you want to go tit for tat. You just had a whole threat of, like, damn, man, bro, I done work hard for this.
Right.
And so people see a post, what's going on and everything like that. Now you sitting there stuck. Because what I found out then was what? I'm going to tell you what I found out, Lab. When, you can't delete all them damn posts off. You got to put, shit.
You can hide them.
I found that I did when I went to Facebook to try to delete it. They validated to see what's what. And I couldn't get all that stuff out. So I got this stuff sitting out there with this, you know, man done put all this stuff about me. Like, damn, man, hey, you know, hey, me and your daughter didn't get along.
Right.
We grew apart.
Right.
But why you doing this to me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I can see it from that perspective. And sometimes, but then at some point, sometimes people need, and that's why I appreciate all my family and friends, because sometimes you need people to say, hey, let that go. You know what I'm saying? And people can understand, you know what I'm saying? And you know, you have some people like, I do it. I got some petty bitty ass friends. But that wasn't me to do that.
Right.
So I do understand, you know, how a person can get off, because, you know, you can just be all cool and stuff like that, but a lot of times when our reputation, and it takes, what you've done for a whole lifetime can be wiped out with one damn post.
One post. One allegation.
Yeah.
And not even a true allegation. That's the bad part. It could be somebody just said you did something.
Come on now. And people start talking about you hit somebody, rape somebody. Hell, you know, Mr. Short Dollar kissing that boy.
Right.
And then the boy come out and say, I kissed him.
Right.
What? Hey, what the?
Right.
Man.
Yeah, you wasn't even in town that day.
Lord, I know I ain't been perfect, but they don't ever put me in that one.
You wasn't even in town that day. You at a conference. But
he was like, I don't like boy, but if I like him, that probably wouldn't be my type.
Right.
He was in there, what the? Hey, man, I couldn't imagine.
Right.
Because then you think about it, man, if you even getting that kind of stuff, how the hell, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
It's just the damage control, you know, just how.
It's major damage control.
Yeah.
The wrong thing put out about you is major damage control.
I couldn't say how you get out of it. I couldn't say how you get out of it. I
Because
said,
you have some people believe like, oh, he didn't do that, but do you have a lot of people believe, oh, he did that. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna ever get it clear.
man.
Your reputation is not gonna go back to the pre-allegation. It's not gonna happen.
Well, and it affects you in a certain way.
Right.
You know, he's an abuser. He likes trannies. He
Uh-huh.
do this and he do. Man, you be sitting there like, what the hell? And that can shift you.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what in the hell? But that was just I remember that, man, and that didn't negatively impact me. You know, and I think probably my reputation and what I've done in the community
Uh-huh.
superseded, and everybody was kind of looking like, who that crazy man? Who this, that, and that?
Right.
And a lot of people did come to my defense. But I feel like I just got lucky with that too, though, Larry.
Mm-hmm.
I really felt like I got lucky with that. And a lot of times, people don't necessarily know how to handle conflict or handle things that don't really necessarily need to be in conflict, you
Right.
know? So I like having these conversations with people because far too often, especially with our young black men, you see guys, no, let me stop. With our black men, because I've seen too many videos or posts where, again, they're more influential because they're actually, you know, popular, like celebrities. Hey, this guy said this about me. This is my response. And this guy said this is my response. Why the hell are you responding?
Right.
Why are you responding?
Well, so I guess at some point, like you said, they're kind of popular like celebrities. They feel that they need to respond.
Yeah.
You may not have to respond. So they say no response is a response, but a lot of people feel like, no, I need to say something. Like they may feel like they're gonna lose fans. They may feel like they're gonna lose sponsorship. They feel like something's gonna happen to them where it's gonna be detrimental to their future if they do not respond. Then sometimes it's just pettiness.
Sometimes it's your damn ego.
Right.
Larry, let me tell you something, man. I believe from the bottom of my heart, at the end of the day, you know who you can and can't have an actual intellectual conversation with, a man conversation where you say your piece, I say my piece, we can agree to disagree, and split ways. You know if you sit there talking to damn fool that, you know, they ain't processing nothing you saying and everything. I mean, how many times you had a conversation with somebody, you sit there and say your piece, and they be like, so you saying I did that?
Right.
And you like, no, man, where the hell you get that from? You know what I'm saying? What would you pull? What would you pull that out of the conversation?
Right.
Like, that ain't what I'm talking about.
And I gotta be honest, I used to be that type. I gotta respond. But now I don't respond. Now it's more like, it's like, okay. Like I don't feel like it's necessary anymore. Like I used to tit for tat you now. Like you say something, no, that ain't what happened. I'm gonna say this. Now it's like, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna say what I gotta say, but I'm not gonna get into a deep conversation with you about it. I'm gonna say my piece, let you say your piece, and once you say yours, I'm gonna be like, okay.
Okay, yeah. But let me ask you this: what got you out of that? Maturity, time,
older, time.
Got you.
You know, I'm 52, and I always say my summers are limited, and I don't have every minute I waste arguing with you about something simple. Is one less minute I have to live life. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna waste time with the mundane. You know what I'm saying? You know.
No, I feel you with it. Hey, I just seen one of my kids, Torrin, he just called in. Hey, T, if you want to call in, the number is not my phone number. The calling number 678-740-9894. I got the tag on at the bottom of the chat. Again, the calling number is, and it's for anybody, 678-740-9894. Again, the call in 678-740-9894. That's the call in number. So please, I want everybody to call in and add to the conversation. And that's interesting. You say that, Lab, because again, a lot of times as men, as we get older and mature, we can admit certain things. But that's man. But I know, like, you know, probably until like, man, I can't talk to this damn fool.
Right.
Like, I can't do that. You know, we've had videos here. People call like, man, I can't respond to them because no matter what I say, they not at a maturity level. I don't even want to use the word intellectual because a lot of it just be damn, you know, not technical conversation, more so like common sense. Like, I can't talk to this person,
Right.
Because they see things one way, and no matter what I say or what I do, they still gonna feel the way they are. You know, and it's not even change the way somebody think. It's more so like we can't even talk as grown folks.
Right.
Cause you so wide up, and it's very difficult. Please don't take this the wrong way, ladies. You can handle females being a little bit more emotional and impulsive with their responses. It's a whole different dynamic when you start having that with men.
Right.
You know, we're doing that like, hey man, come on now.
Right.
That's what you just pulled from that. Again, guys, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. Anybody got comment?
That's Rika.
Okay.
Type it on social media. Telling everybody hello.
Yeah, but it's real tough, you know, to do that. So I was looking at the whole thing with even when the interim president for the school for Bethune-Cookman, he was interviewed by Roland Martin, and Roland Martin also subsequently interviewed Ed Reed. But when the interim president had stated, we let Ed Reed know that we were looking for we're a Christian based school with high values and stuff, and we don't want to have the cursing, because everybody, I think a lot of people seen that rant where he went on about his office was trash, and like you said, the kids went out and they actually doing protests down there because some of the living conditions with the mold and all that kind of stuff. The president, even the athletic director, did state they recently had a hurricane down there, and so a lot of facilities were damaged because of that. I think a lot of that stuff was pre-hurricane.
Right.
Just
right.
keeping it
blame
real.
on the hurricane.
Yeah. I think a lot of that stuff was pre-hurricane that was going on down there. But I just think that let's see, I'm trying to see if I got anybody else. A lot of that stuff was pre-hurricane, but man, it make you feel a little better to kind of get through that. But I think it's one of the situations that wish it could have been covered up, but it's not. I've told you this a lot of times. My whole thing with HBCUs, I went to PWI, both of them. Every school I went to once. I probably said Atlanta Metro.
Okay.
Shout out to Metro. Metro like Harper High.
Really?
Atlanta Metro, shout out. I wouldn't let Atlanta Metro when it was still down Stewart.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was still Stewart Ave. They hadn't changed the Metropolitan.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? They had just closed Nicky's, you know what I'm saying? But it's still with a strip. You can party when you get out of class.
Right,
yes, sir. They walking up and down the street. Yes, sir. Let me spend some of my VA money.
Right.
But with that said, I still go back to a lot of times I feel like that HBCUs have still enough alumni. People say, well, they lack funding and don't have that. How the hell you lack funding? How the hell these schools are over 100 years old.
Right.
I know they have at least 100 alumni.
Right.
That can donate $10,000.
Right.
I mean, again.
Think about all
that's a small number.
All the sororities and fraternities that went there, how they connect, how they make good money, why they can't get back too.
Well, just from a percentage standpoint,
Right.
Lab, you're talking about 100 years.
Right.
And Bethune is about that old, because it was founded by Mayor McLeod Bethune, and we saying it wrong, right?
I think we saying it wrong.
But you think we're saying it wrong?
I think so.
But you know who the hell founded it?
Right.
Yeah, Mayor McLeod Bethune. That's it.
I'm
yeah.
gonna look it up so we can be right, and we're gonna be right on this.
But see, with that said, I know it's a damn 100 years old. I know damn well it's 100 years old. Because I know it had to be. It wasn't founded in the damn. Wasn't it founded in the 1800s?
I'm about to tell you. Let me. Bethune-Cookman University, right? 1904.
1904. So okay, so that's early 1900s. So that's the school at least 120.
Mary McLeod Bethune.
Mary McLeod Bethune. Okay, cool. APS graduate. I got it. Hey, but think about it, bro. That's at least 120 years old.
Right.
So we start talking about just 100 alumni can donate $10,000. I don't think that's out the norm.
Right.
And I think that's and that's $1 million. That each, at least to me, each HBCU be able to do it. But you got these damn $10, $20. Everybody packing out the games, doing all. I can't understand that. I cannot understand that, because that is something that I know these white institutions do not go through.
They don't go through that.
They don't. They don't. And I'm just really.
But they also have good football. Going back
No,
to
damn football. Take football out the damn mix. Take football the hell out the damn mix. I'm talking about just cutting the check down.
Endowments and all
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That's
Right,
exactly
right.
what I'm talking about.
Right.
Damn football,
Right.
you know, football pays for itself. Football is the revenue, you know, it will pay. That's that's the reason why a good football program will bring the money in to fill up, take care of everything else on your school. But we talking about just alumni giving back. I don't say how the hell it's hard for me to understand that.
Do you think? Let me ask you a question. Do you think that the other colleges, the white colleges, reach out more to their alumni than black colleges do? Because the HBCUs do. I mean, do HBCUs reach out? Do they talk? Do they contact and solicit those those funds?
They got a problem asking white folks in the government give them money. How the hell they don't ask alumni? I'm just saying.
Do they even keep up with their alumni like that? I mean, it's certain things that
I can't even feel sorry for whatever road you try to go down.
I try to go down the road of there has to be a disconnect somewhere in the programming process.
Disconnect. People just don't want to get back and take care of their stuff.
Okay.
People don't want to get that. That's what it is.
Okay.
Only 10 to 12% of HBCU alumni donate back to the school.
Okay.
Real talk. And here's the deal. That's if I don't want to hear this about misuse of funds and all this other kind of stuff. That goes on everywhere. That's not just stuck with HBCUs are black interview.
Right.
They still in the white schools too, but you know what? I be damned they're gonna let it close.
Right.
They ain't gonna let it close. They ain't gonna let it see
There
coming.
ain't gonna be no more ground going on.
Hell no. We're gonna prosecute their ass, but this school ain't finna close in the meantime.
Right.
No, and they finna lose their accreditation, and it's sad because I don't think a lot of times you got to put yourself in them type of positions. We're doing certain things, and I think a lot of times people try to skip over the accountability piece.
Okay.
Like I can bring you to what you and I know where you're heading, Lamb. Appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure all these HBCU alumni appreciate it too.
Right.
But that's what happens. Too much people try to skirt around instead of look at what they could have did. Well, we need this. The government should donate this, that, and that. Yeah, they can. But what the hell are you doing for yourself?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You can push it. If you say, hey, go to these schools, damn, man, how the hell y'all schools don't have no damn money?
Right.
Real talk.
Right.
Real talk. I can understand the school should get this from the government. I get that whole conversation. I'm not tripping on that. But the school still should be self-sufficient.
Well, let me ask you a question, though. The schools that might be struggling a little bit more, how is it that, schools like Morehouse and Spelman, HBCUs, Hampton, HBCU, how all of them schools are able
You just said it.
to
Could they alumni get back?
to get over the hump?
Yeah, you just said it.
Okay.
You start talking Hampton, Howard, Spelman, Morehouse,
Yeah.
super big endowments.
Right.
Because they cut the checks.
Okay.
And to that point you just said, they don't have these prima donna athletic programs either.
They don't.
What
I
we're
haven't
doing.
heard no football at Spelman.
Nah. Well, that's all girls. They better have no football over there.
Well, they can't have one, but
Boy, we're gonna leave the LGBT all there.
have one. I mean, but yeah, I'm just wondering how do they
They cut checks.
how they fill
They
the
cut
gaps.
checks. They cut checks. They cut checks.
I was gonna go to Morehouse. That was my school. You know what I'm saying? But I like I said before, couldn't handle the adjustment of here in Chicago, so I went back to University of Illinois. But you know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure that they have proper opportunities. They probably can do a lot more from a monetary standpoint themselves, but doing certain things. But those are perfect examples of probably alumni giving back. Probably, like I said, probably could be a lot more.
Because Bethune-Cookman had a $47.8 million endowment in 2016.
Yeah, but that depends on what your budget is too, though. Like,
Right.
we're doing everything like that. Just to do that. Again, I don't know. I don't know. Again, it can be certain things you can get into. Excuse me, because again, even the endowment, I don't know how much it costs to run a school. Excuse me, but I can sit here and say to myself, like, look, man, depending on who you got in charge, how forward thinking they are, business minded and stuff like that, it can go left quick. It can go left quick, man, if you ain't got the right people in place in your organization. So I wonder about that a lot because again, so many times we put people in certain places. Our family perspectives, where people can sit here and say, well, you've seen just like I seen. Folks put a post on there about what family member did. People that are married, couples, posting this, that, posting pictures. It was reposted it. Interesting. Reposted yesterday. A young lady in Texas was having an affair with a married man, and said she was gonna tell the man's wife.
Okay.
And text the lady and said, "I got something to tell you." Reposted that yesterday.
Okay.
And they found that lady dead.
Right.
And they charged the guy. And I ain't trying to be controversial. Why would you do that? What reason? I ain't saying she need to be dead.
Right.
But I'm saying that why in the hell would you? What positive you thought were gonna come out talking? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Touch base with his wife.
Right.
I can understand folks being upset, this, that, and that, but you don't know what's gonna happen when folks snap.
Right.
And that was just something to think about. Like with, there's no excuse for the guy tripping.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
But I'm just sitting there myself thinking like, why in the hell would you stick your hand in that beehive? Again, we talking about airing our dirty laundry, front and stuff like that. Some stuff like, look, if ain't nothing positive gonna come out, I understand being hurt.
Right.
I understand being upset. I get it. But we got something called tomorrow. And once it's out there in the atmosphere, you can't bring it back.
Right.
Things can be said, things can be done that you can't retract. And I'm sorry, don't fix everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially that shit in your database. How many fellas out here and that woman done said something to cut you? Because at one point she told you was the biggest.
Right.
You was the baddest. You could do it all night long.
Right.
And she let you know, well, you ain't like Lab. I thought I was the biggest.
Right.
You ain't Lab.
And then you gotta go in and then. But see, nowadays they don't tell you to your face. They go on social media and say it now.
Yeah.
Right. They air it out like we said. Air it out dirty line.
Post that picture of your birthday suit.
Yeah.
Everybody, look at him, look at that. I thought he was Big Pooch. Oh Lord. Hello, whatever.
Right.
She dead wrong.
Right.
And you actually, those things ain't hard and easy to come back from. And definitely, you know what I'm saying? And so often people do those impulsive things where a lot of times you just stop and think. And who really want, if I got love for you as a family member, friend, co-worker, I can understand you do me wrong, but see, I ain't got to deal with you no damn more either. I ain't got to screw with you. Like, hey, we keep it moving, hey, dog.
I don't hate you.
You know, and
I don't wish
everything.
no bad on you.
Yeah.
But I don't need to be around you.
Yeah.
Right.
And we just keep it moving.
Right.
You know, and everything. But sometimes we start doing that kind of stuff because, we talk about this a lot, Lab. Shit. Once I go there, I don't know what you going to come back with me.
Right.
Now you talking about my dang drug addicted brother.
Right.
You talking about my sister did this.
Right.
Hey, man, I'm talking about you. But no. It has to be off when you start crossing certain lines.
Once you hurt me, I gotta hurt you.
Yeah.
First. So I gotta bring everything. Once you shoot me once, I gotta bring everything I got.
We talk about that all the time.
I got. Like you hurt my feelings. I gotta hurt your feelings worse.
Hey, that, and we talk about that all the time because people don't really be prepared for the response or the get back. Man, look at. Well, I'm gonna go over there tomorrow, and I'm gonna talk to Lab and let him know how I feel. Look, you better be prepared, cause Lab might say "F you," this, that. Don't think you cannot expect people to process or agree with how you feel.
Right.
That's the beauty of people.
I feel a different way.
Exactly.
And I feel like my feelings are more important than your feelings.
Exactly.
Because like you feel like Poochie may say his feelings is more important than my feelings. He need to come talk to me about it. And when you get over here and talk to me, or I may say it and Poochie be like, my feelings is more important than Lab feelings. And I get over there and talk to you and you be like, okay.
How many of us has got that courage up to go talk to our supervisor and tell them how much we work and we feel like we need that raise and all that kind of stuff. And they're like, yeah, okay, they getting their chill, listening to you, cross their legs. Well, right now we ain't got the money for it and all that kind of stuff. Or they might just tell you, look, no, I don't agree with it. And a lot of times people not ready for that bounce back. They like shit.
Right.
Hey man, look, I done did this, that, and that, and they just have all this stuff set up. Now we tell people, you think them folks don't know you making no money?
Right.
You think them folks don't know that all the stuff you done did? You don't think they know the numbers you make, and they ain't came to you yet? And you go campaigning for yourself, and you sitting there like, okay, cool, I'll work with you, like SO.
Right.
SO, they don't give a damn. And so far, too often people are never, ever prepared for that. What's that recap now?
Say it's talk about the lady. Because if you won't tell her, I will. It's if you keep telling me you're unhappy, but you're not leaving her, I'll ask her. I'm talking about the lady telling the wife that you know.
If what?
If you're telling me you're unhappy, if the girl he was with he was telling her he was unhappy, but he's not doing nothing to change it, then the girl said, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah. Well, that's called two things. Pillow talk.
Right. And that's what it was.
Hey, that go back to am I the biggest? Am I the baddest? She lying, I'm lying, we lying. Yeah, and I'm happy. Hey, shit, I'm happy now.
Right.
That's your job.
Right.
You make me happy. You know what I'm saying? God, dog. I hate stuff like that happen, but sometimes people like, hey man, look, what the hell? Because that's the kind of thing you're looking at. Hey, I hate for anybody to go through stuff and everything. See, hey Torrin, if you want to call in, the number 678-740-9894. You want to call in? I'll send you a call me. 678-740-9894. I hate for people that have to go through stuff. I mean, but sometimes you got to sit there and look like, hey, he might have been saying, and he really might not have been happy, but here's the deal. And it's kind of like when we start looking at, we start talking about it because, we start, person, we talk about airing our dirty laundry.
Right.
Lab always complaining about this, that, and that. It ain't always that damn simple. I can't leave.
Right.
I can't leave the job. My child got special needs.
Right.
I got this mortgage. I can't damn leave.
Right.
I can't leave this marriage. I can't leave this relationship.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we start settling up. I be homeless.
Right.
Everybody want peace, but everybody can't afford peace.
Peace is expensive.
No, real talk.
Right.
Real talk.
Right.
I gotta have peace of mind. Shit, hell, you rather damn have the damn less peace of mind than have a piece of damn bread and shit that you got left.
You just sleep in your car.
Everybody don't be looking like this. That's no damn divorce. and I'm very, very damn aware of that, Lab.
Right.
I'm very aware of that.
Right.
Hey, trust me, I understand it.
It's a
I understand, real talk. Everybody don't come out of situations like that and be okay. Sometimes, you can lose relationship, marriages, jobs and stuff like that, and that shit can be devastating.
Very.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I don't, people can sit here when a person confides in you about certain things, you just, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? If the shit was that something you've been did. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like it's easy. Like it's always easy to give like we talk about these guys giving financial advice. It's easy to tell you how to live well, how to get money and do this when you already have it. You get what I'm saying? And you may not have even gotten it the way that you telling me to get it.
Yeah.
Your daddy may have to tell you. But you want to tell me, you gotta quit your job. Why work for someone else when you can be a millionaire tomorrow? No, it don't work that way. I need my job because I need my insurance.
Yeah.
Who gonna pay for my meds? Who gonna pay for my physicals? Who gonna
your mortgage?
As soon as I quit my job, something gonna happen medically. I'm gonna need the insurance back. You get what I'm saying? So it's always, people can always tell you the way that you should handle things, but if they're not in your shoes and not walking the path that you walking, they don't know what it takes to, you know what I'm saying, for you to do what you need to do.
I think one of the toughest things is to come to the realization, and it's hard to even live with that look, sometimes you ain't gonna be able to change certain things overnight, and you gotta weigh the options out. It's a YouTube channel I like looking at, a brother called Lead Attorney. He's a family law lawyer, and he was talking about divorce and custody. And I never ever thought I'd hear somebody say this. He said he's told many of fathers to, hey man, leave them kids the hell on. Let her have them damn kids. And his whole logic was, and again, as effed up and cold as it sounded, his whole thing was, man, you ain't gonna be able to economically
afford that.
afford to fight.
Right.
He said, because after you done paid me and all the other stuff, you done maxed out all your cars, emptied out your retirement fund. Hell, you gonna damn near have to go into a shelter to live after you got them.
Right.
And it's cold. And it's sad, but that's honest.
Right.
And a lot of times people not prepared for certain things. And
Right.
you sit here and just say, well, look, man, they ain't did this, they ain't did that. Hey, man, it ain't always gonna be that easy, bro.
Right.
It ain't always gonna be that easy. And we start talking about airing our dirty laundry. I think a lot of times people need to sit back sometimes and just say, look, what is the ramifications of my behavior? If I start wanting to do this and all this kind of stuff, what is it gonna get?
Well, let me ask you a question. When Ed Reed was recorded, you said he didn't know he was being recorded about the rant about.
That's what he said.
Okay. Well, I mean,
No, I got you, but just say you didn't. Hypothetical, I'm with you though. Like, I'm
okay.
with
You
you.
get what I'm saying? Like, I guess me nowadays, I guess you gotta always expect that somebody might be recording you. I guess, but I don't know. I don't. Did he not visit the place before he took the job? I mean, I'm just asking these questions.
Good question. That's what Reggie Thea said. The athletics record. I seen an interview last night. He said, man, he told it. He knew. He said, I don't know why they act like he was surprised. He seen all this shit.
That's what
You know?
I'm wondering. Like, did he not tour the facility before he took the job? Like, did he? I mean, when you go to an interview, you go to their place of business and interview.
Well, that was the thing that he kept saying over and over last night was, I'm more shocked. He said because he knew what he was getting into.
Right.
He said that several times. He said we knew what we were doing, bringing him in.
Right.
Right. And he knew what the hell he was coming into.
Okay.
And everything.
That's my question, because you ranting about the office and the equipment, but if you've been there to see it, you already knew this.
I'm gonna tell you what I felt like nobody knew. They really didn't know who the hell they were dealing with.
Okay.
Either side.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, me and you can be 100. Hey, Lab, this is the deal. This is what's going on. You heard me. I showed you. But if you ain't really a thorough person, or you temperamental, or you ain't solid built, or whatever, you can fold or do certain things, and I don't know that.
Right.
Because the shell I see is just the shell.
Right.
But with stuff, kind of whatever reason, and I'm not saying anything could have been like a main trigger to show something, but it just seemed to me that neither side knew each other well enough.
Right.
That's what's like layering to me.
Okay.
Because I kind of do believe that, again, they showed him around. Again, I do believe that.
Right.
I do believe that. Now, they may have told him they would have had a claim before then. But what the guy was telling me, I'm not telling me, let me stop, I'm sorry. What the athletic director did say was, he went under contract. We still getting this stuff together. So in essence, he said, shit, we would have had everything together prior to. He said, it kind of makes sense too. He said that Ed Reed wasn't under contract, and that they thought he was going to be gone already, but he was still around because he was helping bringing these different recruits in. So I think they probably both were right. Like, hey man, well look, I ain't under contract, but I'm going to kind of help get stuff together because it's my job. Kind of getting everything prepped for itself, even though he wasn't getting paid. And they probably like, okay, that's cool.
Right.
And that stuff is cool to some shit like what just happened.
Happens, right.
And I believe both sides on that. Like, hey man, with doing it. But I just don't think it seemed like either side knew each other well with that.
Okay.
The thing you got to sit there and look at it is, I think you made it a difficult situation for somebody want to come into that school, and let me say this: not somebody coming into school. There's too many people out there want a damn head coaching job. I mean, real talk.
Right.
You can get somebody else. Now, getting somebody when you probably got the leverage and stuff like that might be a little different. And I do think it's gonna maybe challenging with Ed Reed. Now he probably get a job somewhere. Head coaching, I don't necessarily know because that was some temperamental stuff.
Right.
Like,
especially if you already, I mean.
And you're a brother. I ain't mean to cut you off.
Right.
That's what stick with me. Because in my mind, I ain't never seen Kirby and Nick Saban and all them. Mother, I ain't never seen them. Now, I'm pretty sure, I know they do that at practice because they coaches.
Right.
But to get on like that and stuff like that, and it goes into the angry black man, he going to be uncle professional, all that kind of stuff like that.
The typical stereotype that they already put up labels on us about.
Real
stuff
talk.
Like that. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So and that fed into that so much. So now you're sitting there like, okay, will he get another opportunity? I think the man to get another opportunity to coach and everything. He connected enough now just to supersede and just get a head coaching job, which I don't think he was deserving of that. I really don't. That's my personal opinion because you got so many brothers out here that have cut their teeth and went through the ranks that probably should have been looked at before. But he said that. He said, our thing we looking at, we need money. And this guy was a good gatekeeper for that. And we felt we could get a system around him that could support it. And I understand that logic. And a lot of times, if you haven't been in that kind of capacity of leadership, you probably don't see that. You can get kind of like a weaker person here. And that may be the kind of thing that happened with Deon. Because Deon had like a lot of, he played and everything. But, listen, if I can surround myself with a good enough team that can compensate for all my faults and all my inexperiences, we probably have something good here and everything. Because that's why the president got a cabinet. That's why the prime minister got parliament.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, I got all these subject matter experts that can give me data, and my job is to take the information, process, and make informed decisions. But I think that's the kind of thing that, probably was set up with that.
I think the problem we're going to have now is, everybody's probably was willing to give a past athlete like Ed Reed and Deon a chance to coach at these HBCUs and even at bigger colleges. But now with this scenario, and I saw the guy, on the video where he was crying and upset because he said he had turned down other jobs and other schools to take the one at Bethune-Cookman. I don't think that was necessary. I don't think crying on the live with somebody else about other jobs that you turned down really makes a difference because you get what I'm saying. Like it doesn't do anything to help the situation anymore. I don't think.
No, you're absolutely right. What he did with that was he showed Ed Reed. That's the Ed Reed that leaves his emotions on his sleeve.
Okay.
He did not show a professional head coach.
Right.
That because pretty much if you made it to that level, become a coach, you had a lot of opportunities. And just because you took this opportunity didn't work out, typically the coach speak of the professional thing, not to bring up this, that, and that. Hey man, good at situation, do this, that, keep it moving, get your next opportunity.
Right.
Right. But he showed again, that's what you got. You didn't hire somebody that has been polished because you don't went through the ranks. You position coach, your head coach. Kind of like you started in the organization. You done got you some mentors that have groomed you to take over leadership. Right. You done went through here, there, and there. But when you go from here to there, you done missed all their steps and polishing. And I think a lot of, but they knew that. But like I said again, you just didn't know it was gonna go there.
Right.
And that's the kind of thing about it. And we say so many times, what Rick say, people are already recording and taking pictures. Hey, especially you famous. Yeah, but see, I don't even think that was the issue. I just think that he just probably a brilliant guy, probably a great person, but he probably just fell off the damn cliff like that. You seen that? Like you said, man, you probably seen what I seen when he was sitting with his attorney.
Right.
And he just and the guy was like, hey, bro, chill. Hey, the lawyer had to say, bro. He didn't say, hey, he had went, bro, chill. Let me just shut the F up and let me talk. Shit, damn, we ain't gonna make no money on that.
Right.
He just sitting there every time he talk, every head down. I'm like, what the fuck? Hey, man.
That's the one I saw.
Hey. And that viewing probably solidified a lot of stuff like, hey, look at this. Look at this right here. You know what I'm saying? And you see that's often, that's kind of like what happened a lot of times. People say, well, look, Lab did that, now that'll provoke. Well, look at Lab on this tape. Yeah. Well, my coach, you say, eye in the sky don't lie. And that's what it is.
All Man Apparel said they didn't want to give Ed Reed what he wanted for those kids.
But see, that's the thing about it. I don't necessarily, you went on the contract.
Right.
So you 2 or 3 weeks in.
So
you can't argue that they didn't want to give you nothing. Like, they hadn't even started.
Right. They haven't solidified. They hadn't ratified your deal yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But even like just in any kind of process, think about it like this. Like, is it fair to say that I haven't delivered everything that I said I'm gonna deliver to you? That's going to just say this is a year process or 2-year process.
Right.
Is it fair to say I haven't delivered everything I said I delivered to you in the first quarter of the first year, or the second quarter of the first year? Like, we got to go through something first.
Right.
So again, like realistically, like, I mean, you went to a cash-strapped university, right? So they say, everybody says cash-strapped. with doing it.
Much.
So at the end of the day, like shit, I don't necessarily know. You know, I just think that neither side thought they were gonna be in this position this early in the process. I don't think nobody. You know, again, we can say, well, yeah, they lied to me. Shit, man, like.
I guess I want to ask All Man Apparel. Do you think that even if they didn't, I guess, want to give him what he wanted for the kids, I think he should have went through the process a little bit better and maybe later on got what he wanted for the kids. Because like I said, I know he visited the facility. I know he had to know what they had. I mean, when you go on a job interview, you talk to these people, you tell them what you need, what you want, what you expect. When they tell you what they can do, what they expect from you. I mean, this is just how it goes at a regular job interview.
Man, Reggie Theus said last night interview, no, we do not have a training facility. No, we do not have a locker room. Now, this is at a damn university with a damn a regular football. He's saying the athletic center, we don't have that. So he's saying, we don't have that. He said, his thing, what he was saying, that at the city of Daytona, it's kind of restricted. They can't, again, me personally, I still think it goes back to alumni not taking care of theirs. Because I don't give a damn, like, it doesn't matter. I think you still have enough. Again, these schools are over 100 years old. I think they have enough. Pooling in, let's, damn, 10,000, 100 people, 10, let's just, I know you got enough alumni that 50 people get 10,000. I don't think it's that difficult to get. You know, fun. I think it's people make things difficult, things they don't want to do, but you just can't go there with certain demands. And like I said again, what the things we see these PWIs and these major white universities doing, they're able to move a certain way because they take care of their stuff. Don't mean they don't steal, don't mean they don't have no fraud or anything like that, but they are not going to let their stuff sink under. And nobody want to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about that. Real talk. Nobody want to talk about that kind of stuff and everything. And it's unfortunate. Real talk, man. It's unfortunate. Hell, Morehouse, with all that money we talking about, they didn't give a damn about putting no money into that football program. Them kids, out there, barely having a football. Come on, dog.
Morehouse get 278 million.
Come on now. And
you talking with 806 million.
Man, and they probably could get just donations what actually can fill it or rebuild it, but if they choose not to put that into their football, I get it.
But they're not known for football, are they?
Well,
they're known for medical.
Well, I don't necessarily know if it's the issue what you're known for. At the end of the day, you write that narrative. You create that narrative what we want to be and everything. I went, undergrad at Georgia State. They've tried to make a lot of money. They bought Turner Field. They've turned that to a stadium. So they've been trying to do it the past couple years. They've had decent athletes that came through and stuff, but you create that narrative of what you want, to have at your school and stuff like that. Because the thing of it is that once you got that going, that can be a major revenue generator, with doing that. Because you seen what Deon did. Deon brought ESPN to HBCUs. That's TV contracts. That's money that's coming in that they hadn't had before. So again, if you have the right person in place, that can be a whole revenue generator. You ain't even worry about damn tuition and things like donations. That machine paying for it. I can't even imagine how much money. I'm sure the football team takes care of pretty much the whole damn college.
Oh yeah.
We ain't even talking about, and so you're looking at, we got all these, all this other stuff, but you can't tell me that. That's the school. I'm pretty sure that takes care of the damn school, 2 or 3-fold, and they're still getting donations and stuff like that for when they want to make a new basketball facility. They want to make a new science thing like that. That's the thing about it. We can actually do the same things. Ain't got to be at that level. But we damn sure to be in a position where these kids ain't got. That man said last night they ain't have a locker room. This the athletic director, but he said he knew that. He damn sure said that he knew that.
All Man Apparel said that's what happened. He seen all that was needed. And they saw money that they had to spend and wasn't going to trust Ed Reed's process. Did he have a process though?
I don't know.
Did he say? I guess they all have a process. They all think what they're gonna do, right?
But to that point, I don't know. I mean, they're just so early into it.
Right, they're only 25 days into it. No one had a chance to show what either side could do. Am I correct?
No.
To be honest with it, Ed Reed didn't have a chance to show what he could do. I think they basically got rid of him
didn't ratify his contract based on
rant.
that video of him cussing, right?
That rant. I don't think
rant. It wasn't based on the fact of what he could do for the college and for the future and for money that could be brought in for the football team. It was basically based off that rant. So no one had a chance to show either side what could be done or what could happen.
But to that point, you see, there was no positive outcome about that, because to the point of that, hey, if they were worried about the money, I think they would have let them do some damn BS.
That's what I'm
saying. If they were concerned about that, if they were really wanting money, I was
about to say that.
Yeah, I think bring them on in. We don't give a damn fool.
Right.
He bringing us money.
Right.
You know.
And that's why I'm glad you said it, because to be honest, Bethune-Cookman jumped the gun too. I mean, if they going back just that video, that rant, they didn't give that man a chance to show anything.
Totally agree.
You get what I'm saying? So they jumped the gun. If they're really worried about the football team, they're really worried about the money that they need to be getting to the college. Sometimes you look over things in order to make the future brighter. You say, man, he was cussing, and we are a Christian-based or religious-based college, but we need this money. You get what I'm saying?
I think it was less. Again, this is just me running my mouth right now, but I think it was less had to do with him cursing. I think it was more so that if we let him disrespect us on this level, just like you have that one, like Larry can be on the team making me money. You part of my organization, you making me a lot of money. Mm-hmm. But if I let it be seen your insubordination, I'm going to make a whole lot more laughs, and it's just going to run amok. Because the inmates can't run the asylum. Yeah. And that's one of the things I think probably with that. I think that was more the case.
But I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I get what you're saying. But sometimes you got to see if this is a one-time scenario. This is just a one-time thing. Like, the frustration may have been built up at that point. We don't know how many conversations they had, coming up to the video being made.
Great point. But this is the thing that I would say with that situation, because I'm not disagreeing with you with that, but I've never been in that capacity of leadership over a university.
Right.
So experience may have taught me nip that shit in the bud on the first time.
Right.
We can be looking at it like, man, maybe give them a second chance. It might be too early in the process. But experience.
But you are a business owner. You've owned many of businesses.
Yeah.
And you've dealt with many of people.
But I ain't been in that capacity.
It doesn't matter. Business is business.
Okay.
Money is money.
Great point. Remember I gave that story about my salon.
Right.
I sat there and looked at it. When I had that counselor in there, I said right then and there, I see why when people buy new companies, why the hell they fire the people that was in the past, because you got a culture you trying to bring in. In one inkling, you see that they trying to tank what you trying to do new.
Right.
I seen then, because when I bought that salon, the girls that were there that didn't like me, they started poisoning people.
Okay.
So I had to get everybody the hell up out of there that wasn't on Team Poochie.
Okay.
And that was the thing about it, because what happened? They called the damn state on me. They doing all this kind of stuff because they didn't like me. I had to get them the hell up out of there. So I say all that to say it's different. Not necessarily from the experience standpoint, but if you're working in construction, music, some scenarios got to be handled differently. That's why I say in that capacity, I'm just speaking in all fairness.
Right.
Because I never been in that position, experience might have taught that man, hey man, listen, look, his ass like this, we got to get his ass the hell up out of here. Again, and I feel what you're saying, like, hey man, that's too early process.
Right.
He might just had a bad day, but some position we can't play like that.
Or he might have been just passionate about trying to getting this football program going. Like, and we don't, like, I guess my thing is, we don't know what the college told him on day 5 or day 15. They may have said, look, tomorrow we're going to have you a new office and we're going to have it painted. We're going to have you a new desk. We're going to start getting in helmets on the day 17. And it's day 25, and he having day 20, and ain't none of this stuff.
Well, that could have been the case because he went on the contract.
But I'm just saying though. I guess
that's what we're getting back. It was too early in the process, probably on both sides.
Right. It was, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard for you to complain about a damn job you ain't already got.
You ain't got. Okay.
What was the old man apparel saying?
Avery didn't realize he's not Dion, meaning he can't be as live as Dion. And I don't think he was trying to be Dion. I agree with you. I was about to say that.
Well,
he's not Dion. Right.
Yeah, I bet Dion ain't gonna do like that up in the white folks in Boulder.
Right.
I bet you don't do that.
Right.
Oh, they'll let that. I guarantee you that. Hey. He's gonna be professional, but he ain't gonna buck it. I guarantee you that. And if he does, they ain't gonna keep them.
Right.
They ain't gonna keep it. You know, a lot of times white folks gonna be very cool with you as long as you stay in compliance, as long as you making the money. You start doing embarrass them, hey, we're gonna go in a different direction.
But look, as long as you make it, see, you said a key component right there. Ed Reed didn't have a chance to make them money.
Well,
So even the bolder and the white folks at the other colleges will give you a chance, will give you opportunities as long as you making them money and being beneficial to their program. But once you stop doing that, they gotta start going in another direction.
well, now, Lab, I'm be real with you for a second. I don't think none of them gonna tolerate the fines. I don't care if you're making money for them or not. I'm reaching right now in my database to try to think of this brother that booked it, white folks that owned it, and they kept him around.
Okay.
And I'm going blank. I'm going blank right now. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, he still ain't gonna. I don't give a damn. He making money for him.
Right.
Or we gonna remind you this ours.
Right.
Real talk, real talk, Lab. You scratching your face. I'm saying.
I'm trying to think of one too, like in the sports world, like, I
No.
don't know.
Hell no. Now, damn one.
Right.
At the end of the day, oh yeah, really? You think this? No. No, sir.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
sir.
I'm about to look it up now. I
Shit.
got to see.
You guys can be like one of the damn explorers. Man, it's been a great conversation, man. But listen, we done went probably about an hour and a half, man.
About hour 20.
Oh man, listen, man, it's been a great conversation. But in pardon, guys, I just want to say, if I can leave anybody with anything, is that be mindful when you speak. And a lot of times we got to make sure that we understand that once it's out there, like I said again, it's out there, and everybody ain't got to know your business. That's from a personal, professional standpoint, and you can actually hurt relationships. You know, whatever, personal, professional, however you want to look at it, friendships, because of decisions you made, because sometimes you couldn't be cool. Sometimes step away from it, reflect, calm down or whatever and everything like that. Even when people do you wrong, you may have got them back, but in the grand scheme of things, from an optic standpoint, you might have damaged yourself. Because people say, ain't no lab going to act that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so that's why I say just kind of be cool with that. And that's why we start talking about airing our dirty laundry. Far too often, you know, especially in the black community, we can't afford to be sitting here talking about each other like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can say, well, he shared the lights on the HBCU. At the end of the day, okay, if Bethune-Cookman is hurting for money and he kid protesting, now we're gonna say one thing too. Just to your point, hey, y'all seen that school looking like that when y'all went there to sign for school? Most of them,
Right.
most of them did. Some may have, some that not, but I would assume most of visit the school. The flip side of it, even you got alumni and all this other kind of stuff. Still gonna go back. So what the hell y'all want us to do?
Right.
What the hell do y'all want us to do? We still need the money, you know, or there are things that sometimes just don't need to be taken care of in front of everybody. Don't you see too many times you see brothers sit here and talk about what black folks did in black? We don't the ones doing that.
Right.
We don't the ones do that. And I really be stretching the reach and hear Asian people talking about other Asian people in forums, public damn forums. Why we do that? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You know that man doing wrong. Hey, bro, let me holler at you.
Publicize.
Everybody ain't got to know that.
Right.
But we the only one have these damn forums about what black women ain't doing, what black men ain't doing right, and all this other kind of shit. Who the hell else?
Right.
Who the hell else do that? And how that shit working out for you?
Right.
How, you know what I'm saying? To sit here and demean another brother, demean a sister, demean us as a whole. What the hell they getting you? And far too often people don't want to sit and look at it, because at the end of the day, once I done start talking about you, then I start still dealing with you, I look stupid now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Well, Lab was just tripping back then, dog. You know, we cool now. No, you said all this stuff about him.
Right.
Now you back, you know. And I think that's probably the bigger problem. The bigger problem. We do too much stuff and everything. Just you think about it for a second. Why the hell we talking about that? Cause I know, you know, we got ways. I joke when I start talking about your cousin and all that kind of stuff. But I'm never gonna get to the point where I start doing it, because hey, your cousin also pay my bills. You know, so shit. So during them times, though, my cousin too. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. But far too often people don't necessarily want to. I don't know. Just step back sometime and think. And I think sometimes, but you know, being impulsive, being irrational, it come back and bite you in the butt. So, like I said, important, guys, I would just say just be mindful of what you let out in the street, or what you want to make sure, let everybody hear and know about your situations, other people and stuff like that, but even black folks in general. Because even though me and you may not necessarily have a personal relationship, I'm still black.
Right.
You still black too.
Right.
And stereotype, well, that ain't me. Sometimes, folks will feel because I got something you ain't got nothing that make me better off. People see what they see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a book I read, and I always read books, and it's a Greek philosopher, Seneca. He says, never explain anything until you have to, because silence is sacred.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go. There you go. But listen, man, I want to tell everybody from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I really enjoyed the conversation. All man apparel, I appreciate all the comments. Yeah, I hate when we do it too, but I appreciate everybody joining in. But listen, I just want to get this quick disclaimer. And this for anybody, and this for all the shows on, Misfits Radio, Misfits TV. We got this phone here for a damn reason.
Right. We need that phone to ring.
I need this phone to ring. Listen. I would really appreciate if people start calling in, because I was one of the main people campaigning to do it. Right?
Right.
And so listen, we got it here. Hey, let's use it, and it's only gonna make the shows better.
Right.
And that's for everybody's shows. So let's do a better job, just adding to the conversation, because like I said, it's just gonna make everything better for all of us to enjoy the conversation. We'll move with it.
I think we one of the few shows that you can call in live.
Yeah.
I think we one of the few. Everything else is live. You can comment. You can, come on the Instagram live and Facebook live and YouTube live and radio live, and you still can call in live and be heard through all that stuff.
There you go.
You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's good. Next show, they gonna come in. They gonna talk to us.
There you go. We're gonna be optimistic. But listen, guys.
Right.
I'll be back next week with Mr. Short Dollar. Love you guys with all the love and support and everything. Hey, matter of fact, I do want to get one thing. I did a live feed last night with Mr. Short Dollar, and the video was what was the passive income ideas for seniors in 2023, because I have a lot of people that are hitting age 40, 50 years old. They haven't actually been proactive as far as getting ready for retirement. So I gave a video in regards to just different ideas you could be doing if you're nearing or you've reached retirement age. Extra revenue generators, passive income path that a person can take. So check out that on my other channel, Mr. Short Dollar, when you get a chance, okay? Love you guys. Be safe out there. Stay warm. Talk with you soon.